When most people think about small groups, they think about Bible study, fellowship, prayer, having a meal together. What they don't often think of is mission. Engaging the city and serving the church are just in separate categories in most people's minds than fellowship in a small group. But here at Rock Hill, we believe that mission is an essential rhythm for every city group. So in this video, I'm going to explain why we believe that this rhythm is important and how your city group can take steps toward living on mission together. In Jesus' final words to his disciples before his death, he said that there was one primary way that the world would know that they are his followers, if they love one another. In other words, community is the most effective apologetic to the world. When we read the book of Acts and the letters of the apostles, we get a vision of how the early church loved each other and then lived out that love. What started as these little house churches gathered and served alongside one another, welcoming outsiders and multiplying and using their daily lives as a witness to the gospel of Jesus. This is why most of the commands in the New Testament that are translated as you in our English Bibles actually have a southern twang to them and are communal plural y'alls. For example, Paul tells the Colossians, walk in wisdom towards outsiders, making the best use of the time. Let y'all's speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that y'all may know how y'all ought to answer each person. So Paul assumes that believers are vitally involved in the local community so that we would have ample opportunities to give a powerful and attractive testimony to non-Christians. Our city desperately needs to see an authentic corporate witness to God's grace. And so the mission of making disciples is not meant to be done in isolation. It's meant to be done with other believers. So in our city groups, we commit to partner together to love and reach our city. Viewing mission in this way does require a shift in our thinking. Sometimes we think of mission as either an individual thing or a whole church thing. And at Rock Hill, we certainly commend both of these to you. Do personal evangelism, participate in church-wide outreach. But there are also some distinct advantages to doing mission as a city group. A really practical advantage is that it's more efficient, making the best use of the time. Especially for groups that use their normal meeting time, you're able to use time that you've already blocked off for city group. For example, you could say, hey everyone, next Tuesday we won't have our normal family night gathering, but instead we'll spend that time doing a prayer walk around our neighborhood. Or we'll serve the church by painting a couple of rooms, or whatever else it is. Mission in a group is efficient. It's also effective. You can accomplish so much more with a handful of dedicated, gifted people. Imagine trying to assist a non-Christian neighbor who's moving, and the difference between showing up just by yourself and showing up with 7 or 8 people. Also, Pastor Kyle says often that the members of our church can bear witness to the gospel in places where we as pastors just could never go. You have access to relationships that are unique to you, and so you have distinct opportunities for mission. Finally, I think one of the best advantages to doing mission with your small group is that mission is what makes your city group unique. Every group in our church is different based on personalities of the leaders and the members, but really on the surface, most groups are very similar. What makes your group distinct is if you have a common mission together, so that anybody who visits your group, you're able to say, yes, we are a family, we love each other just like every city group. But what you should really know about us is that we really love the Denfeld area, for example. Or what you really need to know about us is that we are supporting my Muslim coworker and his family through a really tough season of life. Honestly, mission is what gives your group vibrancy and energy, and that is displaying the gospel. Now, all that can sound great on paper and in theory, but you might be thinking, can we just get practical now? Absolutely. Here are 2 tips to get started, and then 5 real-life examples of how to have an intentional rhythm of mission in your city group. First, do what you're already doing. Life on mission means life and mission are supposed to be just one and the same. So consider how you can bring people along with what you're already doing. And this isn't just you as a leader. A group's mission can come from what anyone in the group is already doing. Someone's kid has a big hockey match and you want to form relationships with the other parents? Well, bring the whole city group along and make it a party for the cheering section. Or if you serve with the kids ministry, maybe your group can help set up VBS. Again, your group has unique opportunities. So take stock of what the members of your group have to offer. Have a brainstorming session with a whiteboard and ask questions like, what are we passionate about? Where are we already serving? What are our gifts? How can we take just that extra step somewhere to bless the people around us? Second, consider the barriers. In that brainstorming meeting, be honest about what is getting in the way of your group living on mission. Is it a lack of clarity and direction? Is it a lack of time, lack of resources, even lack of interest? If your group is really committed to living on mission together, and I hope that it is, then this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the test of your commitment. Asking, can we come up with a creative way to, yes, have healthy boundaries in our lives, and yet stretch ourselves to serve others? I would pray for the Lord to open doors and to make those opportunities really clear. Let me give you some examples of how past city groups have done this rhythm of mission. A simple, small thing you can do is ask at every family night, maybe during prayer time, are there any tangible needs that our group can meet right now? These could be needs within the group. The Bible does say to care for one another. But they could also be, hey, my unbeliever friend from the softball team is struggling to afford a vehicle right now. Just imagine that person's surprise if they hear, hey, I know you don't go to our church, but my small group would love to give you $500 to help you buy a car. Just what a testimony that would be to the grace and generosity of our God. Many groups try to bless a certain neighborhood. We have the trailer of fun with popcorn machines and snow cone machines and so on, all so that you can throw the best block party or outdoor movie night. And then you get to meet your neighbors in a casual setting. I know groups that have gone caroling or passed out fresh baked cookies at Christmas time. I know the groups that have picked up trash in a public park. What we want is for the neighbors not to say, ugh, every Thursday all these cars take up parking. We want them to say, that church group, they're some of the kindest people that I know. Sometimes mission for your group looks like investing in one single relationship, either with an individual or with a family. Maybe you have a non-believer friend who's really lonely, really going through a hard time, and inviting them to a game night with the whole city group would just open doors. Mission doesn't have to be big and citywide. Sometimes your unique opportunity is to be a regular presence of goodness and love in one person's life. Some groups have the capacity to help out with a regular service opportunity, like helping with the Saturday meal once a month. Now, it's not always possible for everyone to have a rhythm like that, but if everyone in your group is invested and passionate about a certain mission, then doing a regular rhythm like that will build a pattern of service in your lives. One last idea. Your group can offer to help with one-time service projects. Hey, we can't commit to volunteer monthly, but we can have a packing party for Operation Christmas Child. Or we can deep clean the church building right before Easter Sunday. It might be a good practice for you every now and then to reach out to me or one of the other pastors and just say, Mike, we've got 10 people looking to serve. What can we do? That's a quick overview for the second rhythm of city groups. As you reflect on this video, take a moment to answer this question for yourself. What sort of mission is the Lord calling our city group to pursue in this season of life? Till next time, leaders.